Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's quick question for Alice. The question is, Alice, what is your #1 tip for being productive? Now this person asked this question because I have been running what's called the Instant Insight Productivity Training for the last year. And in that training, you learn how to be productive based on your own productivity style, and you also learn how to read 12 books in one day with a method called quantum reading. Now this training has been groundbreaking and is creating ripples for everyone who's attended. And so this person said, come on, give me one tip. And the one tip I'm going to give you comes from quantum reading as well as from the productivity training. And here it is. When you read a book, know what your purpose is. When you start your day, know what your purpose is. Be very clear on your outcome from the beginning. Most people start their day saying, I'm going to have a good day. They go to work with some ideas of things they need to get done, and they kind of dabble, and they get a little bit done here and there, but they never get a specific outcome complete. So this is why we focus on what's called an hour of power. And in that hour of power, you focus on one important task and you work for that 1 hour and you go as far as you can to completion of that task. The same with reading books. How many books do you have on your bookshelf that are just sitting there looking at you? And maybe you have a few books at your bedside table that you've read a bit of chapters here and there, but you haven't completed those books. Let me tell you, probably the reason you haven't finished those books or even started those books is because you've had no clear purpose for reading those books rather than, I need to read that book. So the next time you pick up a book, before you pick it up, ask yourself, what is my purpose for reading this book? What's the outcome? What will this book give me that I don't currently have in my life? What information, what resources, what tools? What is the purpose of reading this book? And when you go to work, give yourself an hour of power where you have an absolute definitive purpose in that hour to complete a task. So start with purpose, start with a very clear goal, and you'll find your productivity will start to go through the roof. So when you open a book, ensure when you hold that book in your hand, ask yourself, what's the purpose of the book? What do you need to get from the book? Because when you read a book, you want to make sure you're getting the most value of your time. When you go to work, ensure you have your goals written out, your outcomes written out, and give yourself an hour of power. In that hour of power, you put the timer on for 60 minutes and you focus on completing a specific task, the most important task of the day. And you get as far as you can to completing that task, and you'll find you become extremely productive both in your work and in your learning. I hope to see you at the productivity training, because this training will blow your mind. You learn how to read 12 books in around 4 hours, and your comprehension is through the roof, between 85 to 95%, and you are able to recall the information as well. This is cutting edge, this is transformational, and it's definitely preparing you for this 21st century we're in right now, where we're inundated by information. I'm so glad I've learned how to train this information, and I'm so excited to be able to share it with you in the near future. If you want to find out about the quantum reading training, go look onto my website at the Instant Insight Productivity Training, where we go in depth in how to be more productive and learn to read for the 21st century.